Hey, this is Tamago. Welcome back to Railing. In the previous episode, we got 3 farms. A tree farm, a sugarcane farm, and a cactus farm. This will allow us to automate the wood part of the rails, namely the sticks. So what are we doing today? This is the last thing we are going to do before we are autocrafting rails, or at least that's the plan, finally, which is to create a raid farm so we can get emerald and trade quartz. Why are we trading quartz? Well, it's because that is the second fastest rail in the MTR mod at 200 blocks a second, I believe, over here, just below diamond. It's basically the fastest rail we can craft with renewable materials. And on top of that, we will also be getting redstone from this farm, which is great. That is what we will need for the powered rails in the vanilla Minecraft rails. And if we still have time, we will be building a trading hall for the masons because, yeah, we need somewhere to trade those quartz, right? Okay, so what about the location of this farm? Well, it needs to be in the middle of an ocean. So it's probably going to be over here where I marked it with this red marker here. Why? Because, well, we have a pillager outpost nearby. We need to get battle mode to get the farm started because it is a raid farm after all. And we need some villagers to be at the farm. So it is close enough for us to move them over here. Now, the other thing you might be wondering is how in the world I found this location. Well, I just used the Explorer compass to find a pillager outpost because it would be much easier if we have one nearby. And we also have repurposed structures. That's why we have that oak village, I think. So yeah, they spawn way more often because I bumped up the config. A lot of questions are probably popping in your head. Who is this farm by? Well, I'm using EasyAutoCrafting's design again. It's a stacking raid farm. And of course, why does it need to be in the middle of an ocean? Well, I think I will explain it as I build this farm, along with the other farm mechanics. Okay, so how do raids work in Minecraft? Well, the first thing to note is that it is not a global world event. It happens in a certain radius around the raid center. And I, as a player, am considered participating in the raid if I am within this radius. Why does this matter? Well, because if I am already participating in a raid, I, as a player, cannot start another raid. Turns out we can move this raid center around. But of course, if you want to understand how to do that, we need to first understand how this raid center is determined. Well, in general, it is the average location of the villager points of interest in the nearby area. But of course, if we only have one, the average of something is just itself. So, well, it is exactly in the same spot. Now, the key mechanic we're going to use is to note how all raids need to have a raid center. So if we somehow destroy this villager point of interest, then the game needs to find another valid raid center. So if we place a chain of villager points of interest, like so, you can imagine the game looking for another valid raid center. In this case, it would be this one. And we can continue doing this until we fall out of the raid. So we are not actively participating in the raid right now. And once this happens, I can start another raid. Hence, having the drops come very quickly because multiple raids are going at the same time. Of course, these ideas are from EasyAutoCrafting's video. I am just including a very oversimplified explanation so you could follow along without having to check out that video. But of course, if you want all the full details and build this farm yourself, check out that video. Ian uses this chaining idea inside of the farm through a tower of villager POIs. Now, the thing is that radius I talked about before is actually quite big around the raid center. Thus, the villager points of interest needs to be quite far away from each other and hence quite a tall tower. But Ian has a trick to make this build much easier to do in survival, namely to use lava casts to help with this huge tower. I thought I would only see lava casts used in like anarchy servers or factions or that type of thing where there's some kind of PvP and bases. But well, here is a very practical survival use of it. Very creative. Next up is the storage and sorting system for the farm where all the drops will be collected. This design makes use of vanilla mechanics and has overflow protection. Again, I'm not fully sure how they work, but they make use of comparators as you may expect. What is unique about this farm is that the drops are so fast and so high that we cannot catch all of them. So we will pass the items through a water stream over the hoppers and the rest that are not caught will go into the soul fire. That doesn't matter though because the rates of the farm are so high. Next up is villager points of interest, which I have not told you what they are. In this farm, the villager point of interest we will use are claimed job blocks. Why? Because they are toggleable quite easily. As you can see in the stations, that's what I'm going to call them, we can just move composters up and down so that the villager can see or not see it. And of course, if a villager loses track of a path to its job block, then it will unclaim it. Now, next question in your head, how in the world are we going to get these nasty villagers into the stations? Because you might remember they are very annoying to deal with in one of the episodes. Well, Ian has another trick. You see those stained glass panes or blocks? Well, we are going to drop them exactly from those spots. And they're positioned exactly so that when we break that composter down there, they fall exactly into these stations. Just beautiful design. And that tower also acts as a bubble elevator to move those villagers up. And it also acts as a block update mechanism to activate the pistons to move the job blocks around to unclaim and reclaim it. Now, of course, the last step is we need to cover up these stations so that nothing gets in there. And just like that, we have placed 4 villagers in very tough spots. Okay, next up is the killing chamber, and this is why the farm needs to be in the middle of the ocean, because these are the only valid spawning points for the raid. Ravagers will also spawn here, and that's why we have that waterlogged stair so that they will float up to be killed by the lava cauldron. Other mobs will fall to the second layer of shifting floors, where there is magma blocks to kill those who will refuse to fall to the next level. And finally, in the killing chamber, the player will finish off the mobs with a sweeping edge sword. Now, in there is also an armor stand, which will trigger some observers, and will also trigger some pistons that change the direction of the bubble elevator by switching out the soul and magma blocks. This will time the villager POI tower to move the raid center away appropriately, as well as move the shifting floors. And finally, the farm is done, except of course we need to fill up these item filters. One of these items is of course emeralds, and I don't have enough of that, so there you go. There is me trading for some emeralds. The iron farm is definitely very overpowered for this purpose. Okay, we're back in here now. We can fill up these item filters now that we have the emeralds. But yeah, it's just a stack on, well, 64 on the bottom and 1 at the top over here. Not that the items at the top and bottom must be different, or else it will just get sucked into the bottom hopper. But yeah, now everything is filled. So we have our filter for gunpowder, for redstone, for 3 emeralds here. So all that's left to do is to actually test this out. So we need to get some bad omen. So we have to go to the villager outpost. Yeah, it's been a while since I've touched this world, so yeah. Oh, we're also going the wrong direction, of course. I just have to make sure that I don't pass over that village, actually, when I get bad omen. That's something important to consider. I guess in a real line that I would build someday. Okay, is there someone with the banner? I don't see any. A lot of these guys, but no one with banners, unfortunately. Oh, here we go. We have a captain. That took a bit. Okay. Now I just need to avoid the village when coming back. We'll sleep first, though. Oh. Maybe not here. Okay, here we go. So I heard you just land on the base of the farm. Oh. I guess I am a bit higher. And now I just have to rush to this ladder into this pressure plate. And now I just have to consistently swing at this. Okay, it seems that I have unfortunately failed to sustain the farm, so I'll have to try again. Okay, fortunately I have another captain here. This time it didn't take that long. Oh, and another one. I get bad omen too. Okay, now I have to be very quick here. Come in here and activate the auto clicker I have, which is on every 30 milliseconds. Sorry, game ticks. So every 1.5 seconds. And this should properly time everything so it is most efficient, at least according to Ian. Whoops, I accidentally broke the armor stand. Fortunately, because summon another one with that button. I guess that was the first raid done. Okay, that's probably enough of that. It's been quite a while with a lot of levels. Now you might wonder, how in the world do we turn this off? Well, we just have to fly a bit far away just to let them despawn for a bit. Okay, we also have Hero of the Village 5. That's gonna be quite fun when you reach the village. But yeah, they should despawn now. Yep, they are not here anymore. All right, let's check our drops. I think it's been about half an hour, maybe a bit more. Okay, so we have a whole golden chest of emeralds. So that's about almost 20k emeralds. Some redstone, some gunpowder, and a bunch of random stuff, including totems. I suppose if I want to get some of the other drops, it would be better if I had a filtering system, but I don't mind this. Yeah, I probably also should have had one for glowstone. Maybe just place a little thing over here because I end up picking up all of it and none of it goes here. But well, and spider eyes too and some of the other stuff. But well, it is what it is. Lesson learned. But now that we have a lot of emeralds and also the hero of the village effect, I think I might want to go trade some quartz first, at least for a bit now. We'll come back to improving this in a bit. First though, let's clear up our inventory into this totally not chest monster that we have back at home. I should probably set up a drawer system here someday for all these things and looking up to the storage system as we did, but yeah. Okay, I think I may set up a tiny little area here for trading. So to trade quartz, we need a stone cutter because we need to get the masons. So a pretty simple recipe. I'll just get maybe 5 for now because we do need plenty. And because we do have a lot of emeralds, we could just trade for the this trade over here. Hopefully get these going as quick as possible to the master level. And surprisingly, we do actually have plenty of stone as well, so we could trade that as well to level them up. Ooh, we're starting to get some terracotta. That's pretty cool. Oh, someone's late to the party. They also want a job. Okay. Let me get one here. Ah, there you go. Yeah, let's do cyan terracotta. Does look pretty good. And that should bring it to master. And there you go. There is our quartz trade. Okay, let's bring the others up as well. Okay, so we still have some glazed terracotta here. Ooh, that white glazed terracotta looks good as well. Okay, here's the hero of the village effect finally waning off. Ooh, light blue glazed terracotta. Look at that. As you know, blue's my channel color. Look at it. Very nice. But yeah, finally, after all this time, as you can see with the quartz rails, we have the quartz, we have the rails, and we also have the iron. Oh boy, I think we're finally there. Let's get a bunch of blocks of quartz here. Okay, there we go. Oh, what's that? Ace trainer? Level up a village to a master and make a grand purchase. Wow. I did not know that that was an achievement. Yeah, you can see that you do need plenty of villagers for this because you can only trade 12 at a time. With the quartz blocks trade secured, I decided to go back to the farm to decorate it a bit. And this was based on the idea of this farm being built on top of volcanic remains, inspired by the lava casts that we had to do to make the cobblestone structures. Unfortunately, I had to clear out the bottom part of one of the towers because it made for a more spacious lobby area around the ground level. Notice how I place slabs on top of everything because we need to make this whole area spawn proof to ensure that the raid doesn't spawn on there. So it is quite an interesting challenge to make sure that this whole area is spawn proof. Next up, I decided to use a jungle frame to replace the bottom part that I just cleared out for the main tower for structural integrity. And I also thought that it added some nice brown to the color palette of much gray. And it also dawned on me that I could just dig out the underground area there to make some more space, in this case for a future rail station. The glass really plays nicely in there to give a view of that. I also added some bubble elevators for quicker access between these 3 different levels here. Namely the lobby at sea level, the basement with the rail station, and the 3rd level with the farm access. Finally, as finishing touches, I used upside down stairs covered with trapdoors and red carpets to make sure they are spawn proof. And underneath here I covered up the stone with some more stairs and jungle trapdoors as well. I also added some leaves for decoration as well as some hanging lanterns for light. Down we go to the underground area. I continued the deep slate mix we already had because it made sense to the volcano story we had before. Now I don't know if this bottom area needs to be spawn proofed as well, but I decided to try anyways. until I ended up with a design I liked, namely some top jungle slabs surrounded with some jungle logs covered in red carpets. There are also some hidden lights over there with glowstone leaves and glass on top of it. So that's the bottom area done. Next up, I decided to move upwards to decorate these cobblestone pillars, which are just as is from the lava casts when building the farm. I decided to use a similar approach as I did to the tree farm pillar decoration, as you can see with some deep slate stairs, walls, as well as some jungle leaves. And of course, this wouldn't be a Tamago Rails project without a single death. I was traveling down there to restock the materials because this took a lot of stairs and whatnot. And apparently I just couldn't fly the elytra properly back up there. Fortunately, it wasn't that far by boat, so that's good, because I don't think I had a spare elytra then. I also only decided to do the opposite diagonals of this tower because it costed a lot, and I thought it looked okay as well, so I don't think it was worth it. Now with the bubble column tower decorated, I finally moved on to the main tower where all the things spawn and get killed. Similarly decorating here with the corners containing walls, and I tried to have the leaves surround the area as much as I can to elevate that symmetry there with the depth. Torches are there to light up the tower during the night. And finally, with the sides of the tower still blank, I decided to decorate it similar to how I did with the Xaero mob farm we had all the way back then. So here we just have vines and trapdoors that I had left over before. And last but not least, we have some stone still exposed over here with the redstone line. So I covered it up similarly to how we did with the storage area with some upside down jungle stairs covered with jungle trapdoors to ensure spawn proofing. And that's basically the decoration done. Okay, so here is how the build looks like in person over here. So this is the lobby area. Here are the bubble elevators with some signs indicating where they go. And here is the future rail station area, not built in this episode because this episode's been running for a while. I really want to get this video out soon. And upstairs, I forgot to show you. Upstairs, we have the bubble elevator here to the collection area with the chests, and of course the farm itself up here. So the last thing I will have to do before calling this farm complete is just to make sure that it still works. Make sure that my decorations have not messed it up again. So let's just get Bad Omen real quick. Okay, get up here quickly. Okay, I think we should be good. Now the only issue I see here is that I don't have my replay mod on and it's very loud. Also because all of the trapdoors are firing off because of the redstone components. That's kind of funny I find, but oh well, I guess we'll just have to leave it as is. Okay, I have received Hero the Village 5, so I think that should be enough. Let me just check that there are no stray pillagers anywhere, that they are in their correct spots. I believe so here. Yep, there is nothing that I can see. So I'll just fly away to disable the farm a bit. And that should be the farm cleared. Awesome. Awesome. So I think I would definitely call this build done now. Okay, last but not least is the trading area. I am honestly unsure of how to do this, which is why I kind of left it off until the last part of the video and instead wanted to do the decorating farm part first. But one idea I had was potentially clearing out this, I don't know what you would call this little space over here, so that there is a nice walkway through instead of this whole hill here, and just creating some, I don't know, trading stands in the walls of these things, kind of like a traditional market. Oh, there's this house here, which I do want to preserve. Yeah, I'm honestly not sure if this is going to work. I don't really have a strong image in my mind here. Okay, I think we've created a decent transition into this area using the slope over here. And now, because I still don't have that much oak, I'm just going to use jungle again. It's going to be really hard because I do want this to be organic, but kind of dug out a straight path here. Perhaps a bit of a slanted roof. And of course, this is me struggling with roofs once again. Oh boy, what am I doing? Okay, adding some beds here as the place for them to sleep. And replacing this floor with some cobblestone here, I think. would add some nice texture. I don't really like this cobblestone. I should probably replace it with something else. Oh, we haven't gone for these slabs, have we? Well, they look pretty nice with the cobblestone. Look at that. I think we could keep that, yeah. Okay, I think that's a start with the trading area. Not sure how to improve at this point, but yeah, I guess I shall leave it as is and expand this way. Okay, just finished something very similar over here. Oh, the roof, not yet. Yeah, something similar over here, just a bit more indented and yeah, slightly different shapes here. But yeah, these two sections are done. Finally, I think we still have 3 more. So we need something slightly bigger than these. I thought, oh, well, this intersects with the corner, so it might be a good idea to just go with that. Okay, and I think that should be our trading area finally done. I'm not exactly sure how to decorate this at the moment, but well, it is what it is. I guess I could add some leaves up here, but other than that, what can I do for now? But yeah, I ended up going for 2 stories here because we do have a height difference. This may be a future rail station. I'm still unsure, but yeah, this is what it is. It tries to use the soft corners there. But yeah, we'll see what we end up doing here. But I think I would call that done. Unfortunately, I think we have lost some of our expert level masons to some deaths, I'm assuming, because we're missing 2, I think. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for this video. We got the raid farm so we can have emeralds to trade quartz with these masons. And finally, this is probably our last bit of infrastructure before we finally get to auto-crafting rails and actually building rails in this world. Oh, it's been a while, I know. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for your patience. Have a good rest of your day. And as always, God bless.